Look at this blade right here.
Hot spots.
This guarantees you're not going to have that issue.
You can't put it in words. It's absolutely a feeling.
What was interesting about the knife for me is that I thought, well, what's the weight of the knife going to be, and what's the trade-off for it? And I was really surprised to find that a knife this size with a 1/4 inch thick stock was still under a pound. And for me, that's important because, you know, I like to go lightweight, yet I still need the ability to chop something. And so most of your hatchets are going to be anywhere from, you know, 1 pound to 2, and then you're still carrying a knife on the side. This replaces both of those.
That weighs a pound, so it don't feel like that. I would never guess a pound.
I can't imagine this being a pound. It does not feel like it at all. It's so balanced and so comfortable in the hand. It's unbelievable. I can't stop looking at it, sorry.
Here's what I think. This is the kind of knife that you're gonna pay big bucks for, but you're gonna love it for the rest of your life.
This is, I know a lot of my guys are interested in my take on this too. First things first, this is one of the hardest genres of knife design to tackle, which is a survival knife, not a bushcraft knife, not a large chopper. This is a knife that's supposed to do everything, which means some things might be a little bit harder, but you gotta be able to tackle everything in a small package.
So my first impression of the blade is typically I don't like thicker blades that have jimping or high tread. But on this one, the more I handle it, the jimping is not aggressive. It gives the traction, but it's not aggressive against your thumb.
What's going on, everybody? EJ Snyder here, 3-time legend from Naked Afraid, soon to be the host of Dual Survival. You know how I am. I like to roll with smart gear. When you got something like this knife, man, I'm excited about this thing. And you know how I am about my knives. Look at this blade right here. This thing, look how big my hand is. That's a good handle. It's a good, thick, sturdy blade, and you can do a lot of things with this. These guys got it figured out, man. I like the way they think.
First off, I'm going to give you all my straight impressions with it. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. It's going to be a big knife that you can use for a lot of different tasks. I'm sitting here looking at it, and one of my first thoughts on it was, oh, this is going to be rough right here, but somehow he ingeniously kept it from being on this radius, so this part. It's not going to sit there and dig into my hand like I thought it would. I'm not a big fan of jimping on anything because it digs into my hand. These are beveled. And they have a really, really, really small bevel. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Triple tumbled. All right, so this has been triple tumbled. That's really fun to say. It's been triple tumbled, so it doesn't have hot spots up on the edge. That is awesome.
You know, we've been walking around here for a couple hours, and this has really been the one item that has really piqued my interest, one of the most original things I've seen here.
Yeah. Feels really good. Feels good in the hand. It's very well balanced. It'll be a very easy knife to get used to using every day.
What's up, guys? Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids. David and I have known each other for like 4 years maybe. So I actually saw this knife in the first prototype at Blade Show like 2 years ago. He swore me to secrecy. I do like the knife. I like the small knife. I think my favorite thing about it overall is the system. So I like the fact you got Kydex, you got the ballistic nylon, you got a large knife, you got a small knife, you got a fire steel, and now you've got these pouches that you can attach onto your ballistic nylon. Here's, hand it to me, yeah, right here, bam. This, I think the system is really important because some people think I get a knife and I'm done. But you got to know A, how to use the knife, and B, you got to know how to actually function within a system. So I think this knife is a great lead into the whole system, which he's handed to me right now. System, all about system. So you can do your larger work, you can do your detail work, get your fire started with the pouch that you can put on, add a bunch of extra gear. I mean, I really think you can build a kit that if you headed out into the woods with very little else, you could survive, and if you got some good skill set, probably for quite an extended amount of time.
I think it's well designed, it's well balanced, it's thicker, it's you know, more durable.
I love, love, love the handle and the survival kit on the inside, especially the stuff that David has put in there. This is not like a willy-nilly thrown together survival kit.
Dave was great at putting an awesome, actual, practical, usable survival kit inside.
Check this out. it comes. My boys from Wazoo Survival Gear are helping them out. You know how I feel about Wazoo. We got all kinds of goodies inside this handle for you to survive whatever it is you find yourself in.
Let me first say I was unfamiliar with Freeman until Blade Show and checked out all their other stuff too. The fit and finish, the knives are like amazing. Fit and finish is awesome. Now, the MSK-1, a lot of people's like, oh, that feels like it's gonna have hot spots and stuff like that, but it really doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's rounded off really well. The choil is good, the balance is great. You know, I see a centerline point, which is always, you know, I always put a centerline point on my knives.
The tread is sanded in such a way to where there's not like a 90-degree on any of the grooves, so it's still comfortable in your hand without creating the hot spots.
The blade steel is incredible. I mean, for the amount of work I've seen David put on his knife, to see that just with minor stropping, it still maintains its razor sharp edge was really, really impressive. I love the hold here. You really can choke up and get much more intricate with the blade. With other blades this size, you really can't do that. So it really opens up the amount of options. So I think the name of the game with this knife truly is its versatility and what all it can do.
Yeah, I like that because you can get up here and work, you know, small areas.
And with the choil, a lot of times the separation is either too high or too low, but in this it's actually not that bad. Like I said, you know, usually I don't do choil, but I feel like I could work with this knife and not fatigue myself too much. So it's actually really good. So I'm impressed, man. You did a great job.
The other thing I like is inside the handle, you got the survival kit, but I think the biggest win of the handle, right here. So canvas micarta, G10, whatever you put on your handle, if you're gonna be putting a bow drill in it, eventually it's gonna wear down. This guarantees you're not gonna have that issue. So this item right here, while it seems small, I think is a major, major win to the knife.
It's a right or left-handed. Take it off, put it on the other side.
Oh, and a fire steel notch here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. Check that out. You can have it inside the thing so that your blade's very, very safe while you're using it.
I mean, it's well balanced. The weight is just about right. You can use it, you know, for fine work, chopping. I mean, I'm definitely thinking about buying one of these. Great idea. Just love it.
The essence of a knife in your hand, for real. I really, there's no other way I can say it. It is as close to a perfect blade that I could imagine.
D2, I like the steel. Overall look, unique. I feel proud of this knife. If I could reach out and pat David right now while still holding the knife, I would give him a pat on the back.
It's big, it's beefy, it's the kind of thing that you feel like, I'm a man.
The pommel, the striker, I mean, this is like a survival knife. I mean, this makes sense to me. I'm looking forward to trying it out. The sheath system is really nice. The inside, I mean, all this stuff you got squirreled away in here. I mean, I can definitely, also being in the knife business and understanding where, you know, where the costs lie and stuff like that, I think this is, I can see it. I can see the, you know, everything being American made. I mean, the price makes sense to me. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to trying it out.
I'm stoked about it, and I think more than anything, the cool thing about this knife to me is that somebody had an idea, they had a dream, and they went for it. I think that's the cool thing about Ultimate Survival Tips, and that is the cool thing about this knife.
I started off in Loganville, drove up to Tennessee, then had to come by here, which was an extra 30 miles out of the way to see this. Oh, about 225 miles, I guess.
I haven't been excited about things other than my own knife in a long time, and this is something I can really get behind. And my boys here at Ultimate Survival Tips, they got it figured out. Good job, guys. I can see this thing easily going on my side someday, and I like what you did. I like the way you think. Remember, stay strong, keep surviving. This is EJ Snyder. Stay naked, yeah!
I think it's a very good design. It's going to be good. It's going to cost me some money, but it's going to be good. And I own about 100 knives. You pay a whole lot more for a lot less. He's going to buy one for all of us. He just don't know it yet.